Hi everyone, Chris of the Polish Geek, and welcome to another video. But this time, I want to talk about something that's been on the geek news for so much. Lots of people understandably celebrating, but before we get to it, first I will say that this will be one of the last videos I'll make because in a few days I'm going to the United States to visit some old friends because, again, if you've been watching me for quite a while, you know I've lived in the United States for 8 years, so I'm going to the United States for a week to visit some old friends. It's gonna be a lot of fun, but so yes, for this week, this or the next one I'll make, if I do, will be my last videos, just letting you know. But what I decided to talk about is the retirement and departure of Kathleen Kennedy from Star Wars, because lots of people are understandably very much celebrating that. Oh, finally, yeah, and I share the sentiment because she certainly has not done a good job to Star Wars. She's been nothing but a disaster, but will it actually fix Star Wars? And I'm gonna say no. I don't think it will. I think like people are way too overhyping it, like, oh, Star Wars is saved, yada yada yada. Nope, it's not, because at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure Disney will hire someone else just as crazy as Kathleen Kennedy, if not someone more so. The truth is, it's not just Kathleen Kennedy that doesn't care for good storytelling. It's Disney company as a whole. So I think people are way much too overhyping her departure, like way too much. Especially that she isn't even fired. She's just like leaving willingly. So who knows? She might even be the one that will choose the successor. And even if not, I guarantee you, people, Disney is certainly gonna hire someone who is just as crazy as Kathleen Kennedy. So sorry, but don't get your hopes up. Star Wars is not fixed. Like, in order to fix Star Wars, you gotta fix Disney in the first place. But the truth is, Disney is practically just a shell of what it used to be. In the past, it used to be an amazing company that truly cared for telling quality stories for families. And they also had all those theme parks and all that. But, I mean, they still do, but all of that is really just a remains of what Disney used to be, because the modern Disney is nothing like what Walt Disney intended. Walt Disney was a fantastic man who truly had passion and who truly cared about making people happy, and he was a man whose dream became a reality. But if he lived to the modern day and saw what has become of his company, he will be very devastated. And ever since Disney acquired Star Wars, I remember how people were so happy and all that. And I'm not hiding, I was too at that point, yeah. But then the very first sign that something was wrong was the complete removal of all the expanded universe. And understandably, people were really upset, including me actually. And sure, I understood that all the post-Return of the Jedi stuff, but Knights of the Republic video games, Darth Plagueis novel, like, all those things happened before the movies. Like, there was no reason they couldn't keep those canon. Like, again, I understood why they chose to remove everything post-Return of the Jedi canon. Like, they wanted to give artists some creative freedom, so I understand that. But and then the 7th movie came out, and people were all so hyping it, but time hasn't been kind to this movie. Like, when I first watched The Force Awakens, like, I was so happy, I loved it so much, and all the nostalgia kicked in immediately. But then, upon rewatches, I thought at the end of the day it was just nothing but a rehash of A New Hope, and in some ways it completely went against the ending of Return of the Jedi, like another Death Star, but more powerful than ever. And then Last Jedi came out, and we don't even talk of that. And while Rise of Skywalker clearly tried to desperately fix things that Last Jedi has done, but only to make things even worse. And then, of course, Season 7 of the Clone Wars came out, and while that admittedly was pretty awesome, whenever I hear people, including me actually, myself sometimes, even saying that this is the best thing that came out of Disney Star Wars, gotta remember that this actually was this idea didn't come during Disney. It was actually, it was very much a planned finale all along. At the same time, if Disney never acquired the rights of Star Wars, we would actually get even more awesome arcs. But sure, again, the finale of the Clone Wars is super excellent, one of the best show finales I've ever seen, but at the same time it doesn't change the fact that you can't really give a credit to Disney, because this was planned actually before the Disney acquisition. And speaking of which, now we're getting to an important point, that how people are often saying, oh, David Filoni should replace Kathleen Kennedy, he truly cares for Star Wars. And trust me, I used to be one of those people. Like, I used to be a huge fan of David Filoni, and I was very much calling for him, replace Kathleen Kennedy. But the truth is, when Gina Carano was fired, that really showed his true colors. Like, at the end of the day, he's just two things: a yes man to Kathleen Kennedy, and someone who's just obsessed with his character of Ahsoka Tano. And I even made a whole video about it, actually. How I just think that David Filoni is just can't let go of Ahsoka Tano. Like, again, Ahsoka Tano is one of my favorite characters. In the Clone Wars, she was actually my favorite, but at this point, I think she's way outlived her welcome. Like, she should never live during the events of the original trilogy. It just doesn't make sense. And I'm actually talking a lot more about it in my video, why Vader should kill Ahsoka. I suggest you check out that video, actually. I'm a lot talking more on that, but yes. David Filoni, if you still think David Filoni cares for Star Wars, then I think you're just deluding yourself at this point. Like, he's been promoted as a co-chairman together with Kathleen Kennedy, but not only that didn't fix Star Wars, in some ways it made it worse. Like, a breaking point for a lot of people, understandably, was the firing of Gina Carano, and I don't blame that, but now people say with Kathleen Kennedy gone, it's gonna fix things. No, it doesn't. Again, as I already said, I might have loved David Filoni in the future, but he's long ago showed his true colors at this point, and it's clear that he doesn't care for Star Wars, even if he does replace Kathleen Kennedy as a chairman. And most importantly, this is an important thing. People forget that at the end of the day, Disney is still the same company that no longer cares for quality stories. So, I guarantee you, Kathleen Kennedy might be gone, but I guarantee her replacement isn't gonna be anyone better. I'm pretty sure Disney will hire someone just as crazy and someone who also does not care for Star Wars. So here are my 2 cents on Kathleen Kennedy's departure. Yeah, probably I'm sounding very negative, but trust me, people, don't get your hopes up. This isn't gonna fix Star Wars. Again, her replacement won't be someone better, really. But, okay everyone, so here are my thoughts on Kathleen Kennedy's departure from Star Wars. And as I said in the beginning of the video, in 2 days I'm going to the United States to visit some old friends for a week, so which means no videos for a week. But talk to you then. Bye.